There's a piece of crap. Wow. It's Memorial Day. I figure we'd record the trip to and from. I'm going to my parents' place and spend Memorial Day with them. And of course the weather is dreary. And we are in the midst of Tropical Storm Alberto, which is coming in on the Florida Panhandle near Alabama, but the whole right wing of the storm cutting across Florida into the Atlantic and swinging moisture up here in the Carolinas. So much so that they've issued a flash flood watch for my area for the next 3 days. That's rare, but yep, sure enough, we've got flash flood watches up. I don't know what this goof in his Infinity's doing, but yeah, now he decides to freaking move. But yeah, so that's what's happening here. It's not going to be a total washout. I think my parents are going to try to fire the grill up. Probably go over there, going over there actually a little bit early to help my dad out with the grill. But yep, so that's what we're in the midst of right now. Actually, we're in a bit of a dry spot while in between rain bands. I don't know what this moron's doing. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get around him though, I know that. With his goofy looking wheels. But let's see, we good? We're good. Yeah, I'm going to head to the bank and make a quick deposit. So yeah, so this is our Memorial Day. Let me get on over. We got a signal coming up. I gotta get to the bank here, so yeah. I'm sure that won't stop people from having fireworks and blowing stuff up, especially around here. Yeah, got a few things I'm gonna talk about, maybe a rant here and there, but yeah, I'll do that once I get my deposit done. Gas is $2.58. It continues to climb here. I don't get that. I think it's a cash grab from the oil companies, quite possibly, but I mean, there's really nothing going on that would cause chaos. All right, let me get this done. what I'm dealing with. Do I want a receipt? No, I don't. I'm done. It won't freaking do anything. Finally. No. Goodbye. Freaking daffy ass ATM. Oh my goodness. Simply trying to make a simple deposit. It's not wanting to recognize my fingers on the touch screen. Alright. Anywho, yeah. For those who have been following here recently, yeah, I had a freezer issue. And then, for whatever crazy ass reason, they both seem to rectify themselves. So, I do not have a clue why or how, but all I know is both are still working. And, yeah, actually, the stand-up freezer is doing awesome. I mean, the temperature range has been between 5 degrees and -10. That's on a setting of 4 to 5 on the temperature or the thermostat. So, yeah, that freezer I'm definitely going to keep. That's the one I'm really wanting to hold on to, because it's a commercial grade, and I got the thing for $50, you know, from my old boss way back probably 15 years ago. He's had it for, I'm sure he had it for at least 5 or more years. So the freezer alone, it's over 20 years old, and it's working awesome now. And the chest freezer, I pretty much unplugged it. I mean, I just don't need 2 freezers now. And I'm actually possibly, but there's no guarantee, looking into making it a kegerator. I mean, I just don't drink enough beer to, you know, think about dumping a couple $100 in a kegerator setup. You know, it'll fit 2 slim style kegs in it, and then of course the carbonation, or the high pressure air, whatever, you know, the whole setup with the hoses, and then modifying the freezer, you know, for taps and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not 100% ruling it out. I've actually been doing some checking on it, but then I see the prices and I'm like, you know, is it really even worth it to me? And I'm thinking, honestly, it's probably not. So, you know, probably won't happen, but there's that slim possibility that maybe I'll keep it to, you know, make a kegerator out of it. The temperature in the chest freezer, it just doesn't seem to get below 25 degrees for whatever reason, and to me that's just too close to freezing for, you know, for food that could go bad if, again, another issue crops up where it just decides to trip or stop working. So I am not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that freezer. I mean, if somebody wants to offer me, you know, somebody local, not on the internet, but somebody local wants to offer me maybe $100 for it, hell, I'll probably take it. You know, so, you know, I could use the money more than anything, because, yeah, that brings me to another topic. Yesterday, you know, some of the money I just deposited was for one of our longtime customers, and actually it's a cousin of my wife's. He came over to book plane tickets for his wife and his 4 kids, and the day he picked was Christmas Day. I'm like, you don't want to go sooner than that? I mean, you're picking a time when, you know, tickets are the highest, and yeah, they were. He's like, no, that's when she wants to go, and then coming back like 2 weeks later. So, I mean, I'm searching around, you know, once we find out the prices, they're around $700-800 a piece. You know, lowest I could find on Christmas Day. And of course he didn't bring the passports, had to go home and get the passports. And I'm like, you know, oh, okay. I didn't realize there was no stop sign there. I thought there was. But yeah, I was like, yeah, you need the passports so I can get their names in there correctly. And so he races home to get them, and I'm searching other airports, you know, because out of Charlotte to Mexico City nonstop, we're looking around $800. And then to you know, out of Atlanta, it was even more. It was like almost $1,000 per person. And I'm like, well, you know, probably just need to stick with Charlotte. We looked at Greenville, Spartanburg, even Raleigh, even Columbia, which is south of where I'm at. They're, you know, one stop or more. And you know, with it just being his wife and 4 kids, he was like, you know, I'd rather them just get their nonstop. So okay, we settled on nonstop. And you know, deciding on time. So I remember him telling me he want, you know, about 8 o'clock in the evening, arriving probably 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, okay, you know, we can do that. But no, for whatever reason, you know, he pays for the ticket. Again, with everything, 5 tickets for him and his 4 kids, or for his wife and 4 kids. They, you know, they were like, yeah, he was like, oh, that's not the time I wanted. I wanted to go in the morning. I'm like, well, dude, you know, you told me 8 o'clock. I remember I specifically wrote it down, 8 p.m. And yeah, I'm like, you know, that's not what you told me. So he was kind of upset and all that about me, you know, saying I didn't get the right times. And I'm like, you know, I was kind of doing this as a favor for him. I can't make up your mind, dude. Okay. And so he calls yesterday evening and, oh, I got the wrong times. I mean, you owe me something. I'm like, well, what do I owe you? I'm doing you a favor for this. I charged him basically $10 per ticket, so $50. And then he gets mad at me because he says I put in the wrong times when I know that's what he told me. And you know, I'm like, look, I put in what you wanted. All you got to do is call up the airline and they'll change it for you. It's within 24 hours. You have a chance to go ahead and change it, and they're not going to charge you any, you know, change ticket fees, especially when you're spending $4,000 on 5 tickets. I'm like, you know, you're the one that wanted me to search around for airports. The guy's not computer literate. That's why I'm like, you know, you could have done this yourself. Well, I don't know anything about computers. Well, then you need to have your dates and times straight. Getting on me that I put the wrong times in when you were the one that pointed them out. Oh yeah, that's actually a better price, and it was. So he wants to travel during the day. Well, the price is a little bit higher on those tickets. So yeah, I had to deal with that yesterday, and not to mention another customer who's from Honduras, and he's trying to renew his driver's license, but his TPS, temporary protected status with immigration, is set to expire in July. So the DMV is not issuing a renewal for his driver's license. And he came over yesterday. I looked at the letter, and he's got his I-797 immigration form where everything's in process, but it may not arrive before the expiration date of the driver's license. So he's going to come back over on Tuesday. I'll call the DMV to find out what's going on and what his options are. But in this current political environment, these guys, even though they're here legally, this guy he came here in 1998 when Hurricane Mitch devastated the country of Honduras. That's why he's here, to work, to provide for his family. And he's pretty much been a law-abiding citizen since. But now, for whatever reason, there's been no reason, honestly, that program looks like it's going to be canceled. So now he's the real possibility that he may have to go back to Honduras now. And South Carolina, in turn, will not renew his license because of that fact. So now he could be driving illegally as a result. So that's what's going on there. And the old boat repo, looks like they're still doing good. Got a lot in the lot in the old impound. How about that? following behind old Mad Mac in front of me here with whatever goofy looking decal is in his back window. So wonderful. But yeah, back to our customer with his plane tickets. You know, it was kind of bugging me. Anyway, I've gotten tickets for him in the past, and he's wanting to, lowball me. And when I tell him a price of how much it's going to cost, I mean, I'm trying to be reasonable here because it's a business. I mean, it doesn't matter, family or not. I mean, I'm trying to make a living here, and I even show him the power bill. You remember that video I posted a few days ago of the fiasco that I'm dealing with the city? And I'm like, look, this is my power bill, man. I need to pay this off. And they're giving me 3 months to do it. So, I love to cut you a deal. He wanted me to do it for like $40. I'm like, well, maybe I could do that. But at the same time, look, I'm trying to make money here. This is a business. Just because my wife is no longer here, I mean, we try to cut favors when we can, but at the same time, business is business. And $10 per ticket, I think, in my opinion, is a pretty good deal. You go to another travel agency, I'm sure they're going to charge more. So, I show them that power bill, $1,446, and hopefully going to make another payment on that here this coming week. But that's of course still creating havoc with me. Trying to figure out plans for the next couple of months. But that power bill is becoming an issue, and of course that's also affected my Coke runs. I haven't made very many videos of getting Cokes. In fact, I pretty much cut back on them because, again, I need to have money to pay that bill. Not to mention food reviews. Cut back on those as well. I need to concentrate on getting that bill paid down first before I can kind of go splurging a little bit. But yeah, that's what's happening there. And we got the RV lot next. We got a few RVs sitting in the lot. $2.61 for gas at this BP. My goodness. But yep, so that's what's happening there. Also been having issues, again, trying to sell stuff on eBay. Again, trying to make some extra money. I've run across 3 people now in the last month that I sold them an item. And then they say it didn't work, or it was defective, or blah blah blah. One guy kept the item, never even asked for a refund, but caused a stink about it anyway for whatever reason. Then I sold another scanner to, actually, so I got 4 issues. Sold a scanner to a guy, said it wasn't compatible with Windows 10, which I know it is because I'm using it on my office computer. Sent it back, so I had to pay for shipping. Another scanner, different model, but again, I know it's compatible with Windows 10 because I had it on my old office computers, which I've downsized my business, since my wife passed away a year and a half ago from cancer. And sold 4 of them actually of the same exact model. 3, no problems from the buyers. But this 4th guy, man, sent it back. It's not compatible. He swore up and down it wouldn't. It's not compatible. When I showed him the links, and even showed compatible with Windows 10 on the site, still just wanted to pitch a fit. And when he sent it back, it reeked of smoke. So it didn't even. The guy was obviously a smokestack, and sent it back with the product obviously reeked of smoke. The packaging reeked of smoke. I'm like, this is BS. So eBay wouldn't do much about that. And then just yesterday as well, last night actually, sold an old passport camera, because we used to do passport photos for our clients so they could renew their passports. And I haven't used it in years, so I sold it. I know it works, and the guy says, oh, it's defective, it doesn't work. Now that one I have not used in probably 7 or 8 years. and it worked the last time we used it. So I don't know what the deal is all of a sudden. But I'm like, okay, send it back. So that's going to cost me more money. So I got to pay for a shipping label to, you know, have that shipped back to me. You know, I'm just trying to sell stuff to make a little extra cash to put towards this power bill, and I'm winding up spending money, you know, in returns, which is not helping my cause. So, yeah, been dealing with that kind of behind the scenes. Yeah, I've had good luck on eBay, but then you run across those that are just incompetent or ignorant or whatever, and all you can do is accept the return, move on to the next, you know, the next buyer. So I don't know, but anyway, yeah, back to the freezers. You guys know my friend Tommy. I've kind of gone on a couple of road trips with, and to Sam's Club and all that. Well, he's having some health issues. And I'm not going to go into detail. You know, I mean, he's a big guy. You know, he's a little bit older than me, and you know, so he's been dealing with, I think, some diabetes issues and blood pressure issues. Now, you know, again, I don't want to go into detail. You know, it's personal for him and stuff like that. But we'll check out the pasture while we're driving by. But yeah, I'd like for you guys to kind of keep him in your thoughts, because he's been having a bit of a rough time. And a bit of a side note there, we were, you know, we were just talking, you know, watching what's going on in Hawaii about the lava eruptions, and I was telling him, man, I'd love to get there to see an active volcano someday. And he was actually looking up, you know, excursions, how much it would cost and stuff like that. And you know, this was back when I got the lawnmower to borrow from him when I was cutting my grass, so this is pretty recent. And you know, he was actually serious, but he was wanting to do a spur of the moment trip, and we both would go. I'd get some video and this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, I would really love to do this, but you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, your health is not the best, and you know, I've got things I got to take care of first. I can't just up and go, you know, because it's like a 14-hour flight. I mean, checking the flight, package deal, hotel, rental car, and everything is right around $3,500 through Expedia. And I'm like, man, that's impressive. You know, just go for like a few days to up to a week, and I'm like, man, that's and he was serious. He was ready to go. But I'm like, you know, we probably need to plan something like that out a little bit. So I'm like, yeah, you know, now he actually was in the hospital for a bit, so yeah, he needs to really watch his health and take care of himself first before planning some kind of excursion like that. So yeah, so yeah, he's kind of had a bit of a bout here lately. So yeah, if you guys would keep in your thoughts, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. He's a funny guy. He'll probably tell you his hospital story once once he gets better. So. Making my turn. Yeah, I've been reading about the flooding issues going on in Ellicott, City, I believe it's in Maryland. They've had a huge flood, I think yesterday, as a matter of fact. And yeah, that city up there, there's all sorts of crazy footage. And I know right now, like I said before, we've got flash flood watches up in our area, especially in the mountains and foothills. I think there's a flash flood warning for what is it, the Broad River, which is a popular destination for whitewater rafters. So I'm sure nobody's doing any whitewater rafting right now with the remnants Alberto moving up through our area. But yeah, seeing some of that footage from Ellicott City in Maryland, man, that was crazy. You know, so bad that cars are floating away. I think there was a couple of buildings that collapsed, you know, from all the rushing water and stuff. It's just bizarre. So kind of been following that as well. But yeah, now back to Tommy. You know, he was serious about going to Hawaii and stuff, and I'm like, you know, I want to get there. I mean, that's a dream, you know, for me. If you guys follow me for a long time, I've told my story about being in Hurricane Hugo. You know, back when I was in the Navy, I came ashore in 1989, and I was in my barracks watching that crash ashore as a Category 4, 145. I think, yeah, it was 140 mile an hour winds, 155 mile an hour gusts. And that was like the most intense adrenaline rush I've ever experienced to this day. And then, of course, I've been in a major earthquake down in Iguala, Mexico, you know, with my late wife's family down there, and that was like a 6.7. And of course, it happened at night, so I didn't get any real footage, but you know, did see a little bit of damage. Overall, it wasn't too bad. Luckily, the earthquake happened some 40 miles deep in the earth. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to an active volcano. I talked about that, maybe getting to a volcano outside of Mexico City near the airport, but we never got around to doing that. But Hawaii, you know, it's the most active volcano on Earth, and to actually get up to see a lava flow, you know, not put myself in any danger or anything like that, but to get up close and personal to an active volcano, that would be, you know, another one to chalk up on my bucket list of getting up close and personal to something you can't control. You know, that's only thing else. I mean, I've seen a tornado, but not, you know, it was like a small one. So, I mean, that I guess would be the only other thing would be to get close to like a major Category 3 or higher tornado. Get some, you know, just to see that up close. Again, not putting myself in jeopardy or anything like that, but still, I would love to get to Hawaii one day, and that still may happen. But you know, like I told Tommy, you know, he needs to take care of his health. That's something that we just can't do that right now. Not my financial situation, and with his health situation, both of us kind of need to get, you know, our issues under control before we would consider making a spur of the moment excursion like that. And believe me, I mean, when I found out he was dead serious about booking it, you know, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, I actually was kind of nervous. I was speechless because he was dead serious. He was ready to go because he's wanted to go there himself. He had planned on going to Scotland, but once he's priced everything, you know, it was like almost $10,000 just for him. I'm like, oh, yeah, you might want to wait on that. But Hawaii, you know, that's a flight, hotel stay, I think it's a cabin actually, and renting a vehicle for like five nights or something like that. It was around $3,500. I'm like, man, that's really a good deal when you do the math. You know, for two people, $3,500. And Hawaii, you know, they're even saying, you know, hey, come on by, you know, they're worried about their tourism industry. You know, so you might be able to find deals, and maybe that's why the prices are dropping like that, because they're worried about their tourism. Anywho, I am here. So, cruise by the log cabin, and then I'll shut this part of the video down, and we will record the trip home. I'll probably get a little video inside if I can let my parents let me do that. I will. Oh, look, it's pizza time. What else we have? Oh, we've got barbecue. Wow.
They're not taking all this, are they?
Oh, what is this? Stuffing? No, casserole. Like broccoli casserole, vegetable casserole. Why, yes. Oh, look, birds. There's a woodpecker. Well, it's looking quite cloudy out over the lake.
Need some suet.
Some what?
I put suet in that little thing that's all gone.
Oh, okay. That's what they're pecking at. Huh. Well, isn't that something? We got 2 hummingbirds flying around out there like big bees. If I open the door, it'll scare them off. There's 2 of them dancing around each other, basically.
Well, they fight.
Oh, do they? Oh, it's not a love dance, it's a fighting dance?
Do you want the grill heated up?
Not many people on the lake, but there's a few fishermen out there. It's surprising because usually this lake would be packed. Because of the rain, I think it scared a lot of people off. Or they're all up at the racetrack, which is probably going to be rained out, the Coca-Cola 600. Okay, beer sausage. Ooh. Those are good. Would you like some beer sausages? Grill cleaning time. Blue Moon beer. Those like bratwurst.
I'm not sure what they are. I think they're Italian sausages. There's beer dog in here too.
Yeah, nice. Italian sausages.
That looks like they're all Italian sausages.
Kind of helping out here a little bit, so checking on the old Italian sausages. Those look pretty good. They're going to take a while to cook, so we'll let them sizzle. Man, those are looking quite yummy. Oh, wow. Those Angus burgers?
Yeah, they're the kind your mother gets that she heats them up. They're already pre-cooked.
Oh, nice. So you just heat them up on the grill and then...
Trying to take the onion off.
Nice. Oh, those are looking yummy. Oh, yeah. You want to drip some of the grease off of them?
Yeah.
Extra flavor. Okay.
Okay, you can take those in.
Hey, look at there, Mickey Mouse pizza. Isn't that cute? I mean, you get the Star Wars theme going. Da 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 da.
And there's
The bratwursts are looking awesome. Those smell good. Those smell really good, actually. What kind of beers you use? Just the cheap stuff?
right. You can use,
You use lager?
well, you can
Oh.
use any kind of beer. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Any
Nice.
beer. It doesn't matter if it's old beer, new beer.
Okay. That's a very nice pizza. That's classy, actually.
I mean, to think that that was a mistake.
That turned out pretty good.
Aldi's.
This is Aldi's
That's
Austrian
only
beer
during-
mustard.
You only get it during Oktoberfest.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. Austrian beer mustard. All right. Awesome. I get a woodpecker cake.
Suet.
Suet? Suey?
All right.
Look at these out here.
Oh, we could. It shuts down.
Oh, isn't that cool? So the squirrels don't even mess with the bird seed.
No, they can't get it.
So there's your, what are these called again? Suey?
Suet.
Suet? Suey? So we're not hollering for pigs here. We're we're actually putting suet in the bird feeders for the. These are for woodpeckers, right?
Well, for anything.
Any bird?
Yeah, it says woodpeckers, but everything eats them.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. This is fine. Simple mustard and relish. And my dog. And here, number 2. Man, I got a huge bag of leftovers. Wow. All right, get my seatbelt on, heading out. There we go. Oh man, I am full. My mom went all out. Actually, she injured herself yesterday. I was not aware of this. I guess she was on the bench on the back deck checking out something with the roof at their house, and I guess she jumped down and didn't land quite right and didn't really sprain her ankle, but it sounds like she messed up her knee or something like that. So I don't know, but she needed assistance, so I was the helper, you know, kind of helping put stuff in the oven, checking crock pots, and of course I'm no cook, but you know, sure, I can check stuff, you know, getting this, getting that. I was the gopher guy, go for this, go for that. So I served my purpose as the elder son. So yeah, man, I got a full bag of leftovers, and that kind of brings me up to my next, you know, topic of future videos. I had planned on going to make a stop at Little Caesars and even the Chinese restaurant, which is next door to the Little Caesars place, to cash in on the $5 lunch specials. I may have put them on hold because I got so much food to eat. I mean, I've got enough food that will last me well through the week, possibly the next weekend. So I may not get to Little Caesars like I was planning, because well, my refrigerator is going to be full of leftovers, so I'm not going to have room. Wow, look at that deer. There's a doe. There's another one. I think there's another one. Yeah, that's a little one there, a little Bambi. We got 3 deers. Well, they're running down that way. How about that? Hope they turned out on the GoPro, but yeah, doe, a deer, 3 deers. So, anywho, yeah, I'd planned on going to Little Caesars and the Chinese restaurant, but yeah, I got to put them on hold because yeah, I got plenty of food. So, but and let's see. Yeah, I do need to make a trip to the used bread store. I am out of sandwich bread. I'm down to 1.5 packs of hamburger buns. So, yeah, maybe I need to make a trip to the used bread store. So I probably will do that still. Check out the cereal deals, any snacky deals. I'm not going to get a whole lot, but still, I'll get something. So I need to get sandwich bread at least. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mostly it was just the family. Okay, alert out this way. But yeah, you could hear in the video early on that yeah, my parents are not fans of my videos, and here I am trying to sneak some video in of her cooking, and started getting the lecture again. Then they started warming up to it because I kind of filled them in that, hey, you guys are impressed with the displays that she's put on. My mom mostly has put on in the past, so I'm just trying to show that off, you know. And they kind of warmed up to it. Oh yeah, I can go ahead and film this, you know, the pizza and the other stuff, and I deal with this all the time. And of course my brother, he's not on board with the videos either. So, I mean, I just, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Film what I can, and then when I'm on my own, then I film what I want. So, but anywho, about ready to hit the 4-lane. Probably chit chat here and there on my way home. So. special. Shell 259. Beautiful. It's gas here at the old Murph 249. It's probably one of the lower prices around. Huh. QT is 249 as well. Wow, 265 at the Mr. Express. Yeah, it's a bit much. That there's a funky looking trailer. It's like something home built. Gas at the old 7-Eleven. I can't see it. Okay, 265. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, Walmart coming down this way. Alrighty then. Should go, no gas. I got you some plants, I hear you, dude. Well, as I creep on home, we'll wrap up this to and fro on Memorial Day, and actually the weather cooperated. The rain kind of tapered off, so it's good. So we're able to get things grilled. So until the next thrilling video, adios.